Hi there, it's David Young, the Resourceful Coach, and what we're going to talk a little bit about today is those bald lies that you get. I mean, we're just coming to the end of our summer here, sort of going into autumn. We've had a very dry summer here in the UK, and this sort of bald lie that we get is quite a common thing. So what I'm going to look at today is create one technique, but mentally feel like you can do it with all three different clubs that we're going to show you, okay? So I've come out onto the practice ground. What I've actually found is an area where I probably gave a lesson before. Somebody's taken some divots and I'm going to play the shot out of their old divots, where now it's completely dry. You can see from the picture, it's not a great lie, okay? And what's really important is when you look at a lie of a golf ball, I think the only thing that really matters to me about level of contact on the ball is what's going to be between the ball and the club face. And if I get to a golf ball and it's sitting in thick rough and there's loads of rough behind the ball, I'm not really sure how that's going to come out of that lie. But when I get a bald lie like this, or as I said, I'm in an old divot here, is I know I can see, and you can see from the picture we've already put on the screen, there's clean entry into the back of the ball. And there's part of me now that goes, well, that's okay. Because if there's clean entry into the back of the ball, it's down to me to commit and play the shot correctly. If I've got loads of grass behind the ball, then the grass could influence the shot. So that's the way I want you to look at it. If you've got clean entry, I mean, you might have a lie, we'll show you another lie in a minute, which you'd say is a perfect lie. And you look at that and you might go, well, that gives me confidence. There's a bit of grass there, I can get underneath it. Okay. But the key thing you want to do hitting a golf shot is you just want to make sure you're hitting solidly, striking into the back of the ball. And the most important thing then is keep the club's momentum going through. That's the important thing. I think a tour player looks at a slightly bald lie and he probably goes, well, that's great. Because physically he knows if he makes good contact, clean contact on the face of the club, he's going to get good control, he's going to get good backspin. That grass, he's not going to get it. So that's the most important thing I want you to think. Now, what I've also done, come out on the practice ground. Our practice ground sits fractionally downhill going this way. And why I've done that is because I want to really impress in your mind the most important thing when you're playing these shots is to finish through the ball. We mentioned it earlier. We want to make sure the club continues through the ball. We don't want to get to it and feel like we're trying to encourage the ball up into the air. We want to feel as if we're making the club go through the ball. So on a slight downhill lie, gravity is going to help me here. And this is what I say to all the Corinthian members is come out onto our practice ground and practice from the top end where you just slightly come off the flat part and practice on this downhill line. If you've got somewhere at your golf club or there's a practice facility where you can do it, it will improve your ball striking. So we're creating what probably to most golfers are two problems, i.e. bald lie and a downhill lie, but actually it's going to make you a better golfer. Okay, if you can learn to hit the ball well off this lie, you will become really good. Your ball striking will go to another level. Okay, mentally you'll play so much better. So the main concern, main thought that we're giving ourselves here, not concern, main thought, is to get you through, okay? And when you watch certain players over the years, you've had players like Gary Player, look like he's going to walk after the ball. You see a lot of, another guy I like watching on YouTube, one of my favourite golfers, Paul Drake Harrington, so much emphasis on finishing this way. Get onto your front foot. Get, as a right-handed golfer, finish on that left side. You don't want to be finishing on your back foot. What's going to happen from this lie, if you lean back, because we're on a downhill lie, you'll probably hit the ground back here, miss-hit it. Or if you miss that, you're going to hit the ground here and then hit the top of the ball. And you're going to thin it. So you want to have that sort of confidence to think, no, I'm going to go through the ball. Okay? So the best way to start with that, okay, I've just got a mid-iron here. What have I got? I've got a 7-iron. And all I'm going to do to encourage this feeling, because I'm going to use the slope, I'm just going to let my weight... That was our captain there ringing the bell. That's handy of him. Is I'm just going to feel my weight go with the slope. And that feels like I've got a little bit more weight on my left side. And that's good because that's where I want to finish. Okay, so that's really nice. The second thing I'm going to do to help me get the ball first, if my weight feels like it wants to go there, and this is a way to play a downhill lie, just position the ball, sort of a ball width back in your stance. And what that's going to do is doing those two things, and I make sure now I'm on my left side, the low point of the swing is going to be approximately a ball and a half ahead of the ball. And that means my club is going to descend down. I'm going to hit the ball first and then take the divot afterwards. And that's the key thing. That's what the tour player does. That's what he's so good at. So let's just sort of get that feeling from that lie. Doesn't look very inviting. There, I'm just going to put the weight there and then I'm just going to make a nice smooth swing and finish on that left side. Good. And hopefully you can see on the video there how much divot I took after the golf ball. There was the shot. Okay, there's the divot. Okay, after that shot. All right. Now, I'm not that much going to make it too hard on myself. I could put it back in that divot I've just made, but let's put it on another bit of ground here. Again, pretty bald, going into the back of it. Okay, so straight away, that little drill, downhill lie, a little bit back in my stance, makes it easy to get the result. But here's the big mental picture. You're not thinking about making the ball go up. You're thinking about making the ball go forwards. The loft of the club is going to make the ball go up. So the important bit I want you to imagine is when I've got that setup position, just look at the handle of the golf club. So the grip there looks like it's at the front of the golf ball. Okay, what I want to feel when I'm playing that is I want to get back to that position. I never want to feel like the handle's behind the ball. Look where my weight's going. If I'm back there, I'm going to come back. Well, you can see. And I see that on the golf course. I mean, that's gone 3 feet, 4 feet. Okay, so let's bring it back because that's another one I can have a practice with. But I want to make sure that that weight is finishing through. Okay, so we're going to hit one more with an iron, mid-iron. So again, main thing I'm feeling, I'm now going a little bit more orthodox, a bit more central, but the main thought, finish on that left side. And hopefully, again, on the video there, you'll see the ball, then the divot being taken. Now, let's go to something a little bit longer. Okay, and I find golfers, I'm going to put that in my divot. Okay. All right, so we'll show you what that looks like, okay, in a second. So with a picture. But now I've put it in my divot. So here are the next two clubs we're going to talk about. We've got a little hybrid here, okay? So we're looking at a club here that people suddenly look at it, got 21 degrees of loft, downhill lie, I've got to get this ball up in the air. No, you haven't. Make it go forwards. Same idea. Keep it going forwards. As soon as you lean back, bigger club, you really are going to clout the ground back here. You're going to mistime it. You're losing the position of the bottom of your arc. We want the bottom of the arc ahead of the ball, okay? So if I stick to that, again, I've got clean entry in the back, so I know it's all down to me. It's not the lie. The lie is absolutely fine, even though I'm in an old divot, but I've just got to finish on that left side. Okay? I mean, that's as good a strike as I can hit a golf ball, because the most important thing, I finished there. I've got through the ball. So it may look extreme, and you may get this lie once in a while on the golf course, but you can play it. It's not that hard. As I said, a tour player would love that rather than a fluffy lie, because he knows he's got contact on the ball. Now, the more common one that you guys ask about, what if I've got a wedge or a lob wedge or something like that in my hand? Okay, well, let's put it at the back of that divot. Okay, it's still not a great lie. Do exactly the same thing. Just because it's got more loft, don't think I've got to add loft. You've chosen the club for the loft. So I'm going to do the same thing. All right, I'm only going to look to hit this 30, 40 yards. I've got a lob wedge here. Play it back in my stance. Look at the handle, favouring the front of the ball. If I now finish on my left side, it comes out of the lie lovely. Perfect. All right, let's do another one. Trust that, okay? And it is confidence. As you get confident with it, I'm totally confident in this shot. But have the belief. Don't suddenly, oh, I've got to help it up, or I've got to force it down. You've set yourself up. From there, keep the handle at the front of the ball. And that one was really good. First one was a little bit clean, if I'm honest. That one sounded perfect. So what we've shown you there with that pretty poor lie, we're playing out of divots here. When you've got that bald lie and you've got clean entry into the back of the ball, it's absolutely fine. You're going to find it's not that hard a shot. Have the confidence to believe, look, it's down to me. If I make the right swing, I'm going to get the best possible result. It's amazing how much backspin you can get off that lie. Okay, so if you are playing a wedge or a lob wedge into the green, it's amazing you throw it literally all the way up to the hole to get the desired result you want. But the importance is, if you feel anything from that lie, we've exaggerated on this slightly downhill lie, feel like you're getting the handle forwards. So if you wish to, the easiest way to do that, just place it, as I said, half a ball width or a ball width back in your stance. Feel the weight always finish on that left side. If you're hanging back, you're going to hit the ground, you're going to miss the ground, top it, finish through the ball. Imagine that low point is after the golf ball, and you'll start to get consistent results. Let the club do the work. As I've shown you there, 7-iron hybrid lob wedge, It doesn't matter about that lie. If I do the same technique and I finish on that left side, I get a result. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. It's about that bald lie. It's giving you an understanding of what to do. We've practiced it and made it a little bit more difficult. Go and do that yourself. Make your practice harder so when you physically go and play, it becomes easier. If you have enjoyed it, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel. Every Tuesday and Friday I put out videos, so press that little bell to get notifications and enjoy the channel, please. Thank you.